So basically, what we covered was the first part of it. But I've got some good questions, so I want to take that up today. So there's one nice question from Dardan. Okay, he's referring to TMI practices. So I'd like to take that, and so that if you have some question like that, it is good. I like the way he has asked this question. So, it's not Dardan, it's actually Damiano who has asked this question. So let me do that. Okay, so what does he say? When you talk about keeping the eyes open in last video, saying it's better than TMI and Vimala Ramsey, it just means that you progress faster. Let's say with standard TMI, I get to the stage 6 TMI level of samatha after 2 hours. Do you intend to say that with eyes open and diaphragmatic breathing, I get there in 1 hour? Or does Buddha's teaching bring me to the whole different level of that TMI alone cannot? 1 second, some more people joining. Teaching brings me to a whole different level that TMI alone cannot give access to. I think eyes closed standard TMI is still good, but only slower, harder, more dullness, more stressful, right? Like with TMI alone, parasympathetic takes more time to activate. But if you are persistent enough, you can get the Samma Samadhi with TMI alone. So that's his question. A very nice question. So let me divide it in various parts. So first thing is about open eye versus closed eyes meditation. This will address Bhargava's or Ritesh, who has asked me a question regarding Aloka Sanna. Yep, so that helps in addressing that. Now, scientifically, medically, is also proven that if you close your eyes, it tends to sleep. Okay. In fact, there is a sutta for that, which is there with Moggallana. And other than that, there is another sutta, Vibhanga Sutta, in Sanyukta Nikaya, 55.20, I think so. If I'll share that later. There you now don't go and hunt for it. Then say that, no, that is not that sutta. I will send you the link. But in that sutta, Buddha talks about how you should. Ritesh is anyway here, so it's nice. I'll address both the questions because both are related to open eye only. Okay. So basically, what is that I need to do? Is should I close my eyes or shouldn't I close my eyes? That's the first question. And the second question is that if I'm opening or closing my eyes, how can I make it like a way of a state where there is no sleepiness? Okay. So this is the next question I would like to ask. Okay. So the first question of Damiano, to take it up, is that what is TMI practice versus VRI practice versus Vimala Ramsey practice versus Buddha's practice? So let's put these four in separate compartments, like Vibhanga, division, and see. The most easiest, if at all, is TMI, the mind illuminated, by Chuladasa. If somebody were to complete the 10 steps or stages, whatever that is, by continuously practicing it, not like a vipassana of Goenka where you sit for 1 hour and again in the whenever you want sit for another hour. That doesn't work. It's persistent, like what Damiano is talking about, persistence. If you persist, yes, if you persist, it works. Now, should you do closed eyes or open eyes? In the teaching of the Buddha, there is no closed eyes. As simple as that. Because when you close eyes, it goes into sleep state. It's just like somebody asking, if I close the lid of my computer, will it sleep? And the answer is yes. Unless you make it waking, right? So I don't know from where we have picked up this wrong notion that you have to close your eyes. And whenever somebody says meditation, the first thing he does is close the eyes. That's a very wrong thing. And that's the reason there is no sutta which talks about closing eyes. So we need to be clear. Now, there is alpha wave. Okay, for you to be alert, there should be alpha wave, right? Otherwise, it goes into theta wave, which is drowsiness. So that's the reason I was talking about the Muse headband. And if you put that, you can literally see it, how your brain is moving and how it gets into a sleepy mode. Now, is there a cheat code for this Muse headband? You want 100% calm for the first 2 minutes when it is calibrating, and after calibration, you do it with open eyes, which is exactly what Buddha says. The calmness happens because it invokes alpha waves as opposed to delta waves, as opposed to theta waves. Okay, now, like I said earlier, we need to again and again go back and see what are these alpha, beta, theta, gamma waves. I think that is one thing we need to be sure. The delta waves, it indicates drowsiness, sleep, and there is no arousal. It cuts the arousal. Supposing if my idea is to cut the arousal, then it's delta waves. Meaning, here is the deal. I'm stressed out. I'm already saying that it's done. I'm tired. What's the next thing I need to do? Hit the bed. Right? So after a day work, or you've traveled a lot, or you have walked a lot, or you are dehydrated, or you're hungry and then you couldn't eat well, and then there's things are not going well, you can't meditate. It tends to sleep. Theta waves, what does it do? It is quietness, but again creates drowsy feeling. Why? It's a good one. Should have, but why? Because there is no activity. So when I close my eyes, there's no activity. So when there is no activity, what does the mind do? It will wander. And with Bobby and the entire team who were doing TMI, every day after this session, when I was there in Australia, Brisbane, most of them, they used to say it was blank, or they had some drowsy feeling. Antidote is this, that, but still there only. So it, whatever I've heard is in the same level 1, 2, 3, and maximum 4. And again back to 1, 2, 3. Why this is happening? Why can't we get into the all the 10 eyes? That's the problem. Okay, now what's the another way of doing this light business by closed eyes? Can I create light? Yes, you can. You have to activate pineal gland. And that's another story altogether of opening up pineal gland. This gland, when it is opened up, which is what is called third eye, basically it gives you a dazzling light like sun, and it calms down also. That means the parasympathetic nervous system is so activated that it removes the stress. So when there is no stress, there is nothing that you will go to sleep, because stress and anxiety creates environment for drowsiness. When you are not anxious and when you are not stressed out, there's no cortisol, there is no norepinephrine, there is no drive of epinephrine, adrenaline. So many things are not there. Why will you lose energy? You would be bright. So, what Buddha says, brighten up. So, do you know how to brighten up? The worst thing we have done for ourselves is to close eyes. Forget about brightening up. So, it will tend to sleep. How do you brighten up? Observe an object, stay with that object. And now the fun part begins. Madhulika is here. She has bought that Athena band. Now, there is one training program where they have added blood flowing into your prefrontal cortex, which is exactly what the third eye thing is. There is a game. You need to focus on that. There is an owl which is flying. If you don't focus on it, the owl will fall down. Your objective is not to make the owl fall down. Now, what does Buddha say about it? He says, make it into daylight. When in night, that is what Aloka Sanna is. Aloka means light, Sanna means perception. This, what Muse has done, is exactly what you're supposed to do. You have to focus on one object. Now, what do I do? That has to be done with open eyes. You can't do it closed. At the moment you close your eyes, or it just goes like this, the owl falls down. So, yesterday I did for 10 minutes. The moment it sees in the brain impulses, there is drowsiness, the owl starts to fall down. And it will show the energy. This goes down. And when it is up, owl is flying very nicely. And he will give you boost. So your numbers, the number of birds will start to increase. Okay. So it was fun yesterday playing with that. After I went home from here, I played with what she has gifted me. It's very nice. And I was laughing. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. You don't have to buy a gadget so expensive for somebody to say, open your eyes and meditate. You understand? So the first 15 minutes to half an hour in a 1 hour session, half an hour, it is open eyes, because you have to set it into motion. The breath along with your focus area. So there are two things what Buddha talks about. It is in Pali, and unfortunately we have, even though I've explained it so many number of times, I don't think so we have picked it up. The first word which you need to remember is manasikara, which will develop focus and attention. Attention is manasikara. But to have an attention, you should have some focus point, some focal point. Otherwise, on what will you attend? So for you to attend to the breath, you should have a focal point. What's your focal point? Now, if I take VRI, the focal point is under the nose. That's a focal point. Without that, you can't attend. You can't have that breath going in and breath going out in the anapana, what is indicated by Goenkaji. That's correct. Because for the first 3.5 days, in the 10 days, you are developing your attention. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. So you are actually doing what Buddha is saying in the Mulaka Sutta. That's first part of it. What about sati? Awareness. Now, what am I supposed to be aware? Aware of ajjatta bahidda, internal, external. That who teaches? GOK, God only knows. Simple. Now, if I close my eyes, there's nothing wrong in closing eyes. But the moment I close my eyes, I'm shutting things down. So the sympathetic nervous system takes over because now you want to come out of it. So the moment you close your eyes, what it should do? It should make you flight. But you can't flight because now you are not able to see anything. So what happens? It tends to get into drowsy feeling. Thinamidha. So the mental sluggishness will start. You feel not so brightened up. So you tend to sleep. TMI also has this problem. Not that TMI doesn't have a problem. TMI has exactly the same problem, that you might do it while sitting and closing your eyes, but you can't do it the moment you are interacting with the world. And Buddha Dhamma is exactly the other side of it. You are maintaining the same state or condition in everything. Sati Sampajanya, which involves every posture, including talking or non talking. So, if that is what we need to do, I can't be hard pressed on TMI practice or on uh, VRI practice or on even Vimala practice, even though Vimala is far better than VRI. It's uncomparable with Vimala 6R method. It's VRI is just basic. It's just like, something is there. It doesn't have anything there. Whereas Vimala has really good thing if somebody practices. So if I were to rank it, I would rank Vimala to be great one in this kind of meditation technique. Before I go to Ajahn series, that we'll do later. But at present, if I were to compare from the Burmese point of view, and the Tibetan point of view, where Chuladasa has taken something from the Tibetan, something from the Burmese, and mixed them up, a very nice one. I would call Vimala to be the best. Then I would take TMI because it has nice steps. How you attain samatha. VRI is, unfortunately, for a beginner, it is good. And that there ends the matter. It doesn't go up or down or wherever. It just is there. So I can be doing the same thing in 20, 30, 40, 100, 200,000, 10,000 days. It doesn't take me anywhere, except that I'm doing exactly the same thing as I'm doing in a 10-day course. I can just copy then paste it into a 20 days course or a 30 days course and like that. It's not that it is bad. It is meant to be a beginner sessions. That's fair. In fact, everybody has to start with VRI. That's the best one. For anyone who wants to know what is meditation, they should do 1 or 2 retreats of VRI. It's the best thing. But getting attached to that one thing and saying that that's all what Buddha taught is like, I don't know what to say to it, but that's not true. Now comes TMI. The steps are beautiful. It matches almost to what Anapanasati, at least few of it, what Buddha says, at least it is having that. It makes sense. So I don't necessarily have a wrong opinion about TMI practice. It's a really good one because it caters to what the Anapana says. And I have exactly gone through that book, which Ariu had given it to me in 2022 or 23, sorry, when he was here in India. Even before, he had recommended that book, which I bought it. And I practiced it and I found it is far, far, far better, far best I can call. And if I want to go beyond where the TMI ends, is the Brahma Vihara of Vimala. That nobody can beat it. VRI is nowhere in picture. The only competitor, close competitor, is TMI. Nobody else can compete what Vimala Ramsey has given it to the world. He has really done his skill because he found that after 20 years of struggling with this Burmese technique, it didn't do what it was supposed to, except for pain, taking more and more pain just because you have to take pain and the sankharas keeps coming and some wrong understanding of sankhara rather than the right understanding of sankhara. Because then if I don't have experience on sutta, I would tend to believe that whatever pain is coming in the body is due to sankhara, past sankharas. So I will not do anything. Even though I am struggling on health, I feel that is also part of the sankhara, it will go away. No, nothing like that. It's fortune of mine that I had to leave this mad practice of VRI and come into the actual what Buddha says. If I had not done this, I think by now I would have been a follower of Goenkaji for last 14 years, doing exactly whatever he's saying me to do. Not that he's wrong, but not that what Buddha says. Now we are talking about what Buddha says. I'm neither taking TMI, nor I'm taking VRI, nor I'm taking Vimal Ramsey. We're going into raw teaching of the Buddha, which you can try it out and see for yourself. So I start with VRI. I come to one level. I leave that, go to TMI. I finish all the 10 levels or steps or whatever that is. And then I go into Vimala Ramsey, let's say. And I finish whatever he says. It's a very nice one, 6 hours. I finished all of that. Now what? I still find gaps on Anapanasati. I'm not talking about Anapana. I'm talking about Anapanasati, which TMI builds up to 50%, whereas VRI builds 0. So now I'm at 50%. But I require Brahma Vihara because that is the point which is there in Maharahulavada Sutta. And that I can do it with Vimala Ramsey. Because in that Maharahulavada Sutta, he talks about Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha, but he doesn't say how he should practice. That is not there. And Anapanasati is in the end, not in the beginning. So now I'm stuck because in the Girimananda Sutta, also it is in the end. And in Masatipattana Sutta, which everybody refers, it's in the beginning. So I'm confused now. What should I do? And here comes Vimala Ramsey, who gives this beautiful Brahma Vihara meditation. And that I need to practice. Let's say I want to go on this path. Then I leave that. I'm ready for Anapanasati, not Anapana. I'm not bothered about Anapana at all. So then, how do you push yourself from a parasympathetic response to sympathetic response for some time and a sympathetic response to the parasympathetic response most of the time? Right? That's what I need to do. So in my awakening state, meaning I'm alive from say 4:30, 5 a.m. to 9, 10 o'clock, let's say, or 10:30. How should I focus, which is manasikara, and what should I have as sati? These two things. The entire anapanasati is on these two things. So the first line, so satoba assa sati, satoba passa sati, this assa passa, that it is there, you develop sati. So then that is part of your manasikara because you're attending to it. So I attend. After that, you are on parasympathetic nervous system directly. So what I should do? I should, before I come to rasa and dhiga, I should have established sati. For sati to be established, I need to be awake. Or I need to be awake, I shouldn't close my eyes at all. So for the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever that time is, just relax, put a point somewhere, or on the wall, or on the light, or on the sun, or whatever it is. Buddha is talking about Aloka Sanna. It's even more harder. It is perception of light. And he says, when it is dark, create light, which is pineal gland, which I doubt any one of us have the ability to invoke pineal gland. There are a lot of studies on pineal gland, and for that you need to know many of the pranayama and the yoga postures. And what has happened? We have been told not to do any one of those. That's even more worse, because there we have been told that those are some traditions which is against Buddha. Buddha was against this. So neither we are doing that, nor we know how to do this. Because those people who were doing yogasana and they were doing pranayama, they left it, thinking that I'm in Buddha Dhamma now. I don't require any one of this. But when they come to Aloka Sanna, how do they do it? It's a yogic posture. I don't know how to do it. I'm stuck. And on top of that, I have developed a habit of closing eyes. So it's like fuel to fire. On one side, I'm not able to remove the fuel. And on the other side, I'm not able to douse the fire. Either you stop fueling it or then do something to douse the fire. So when Ritesh was here also, I was telling, no closing of eyes. No closing. Because we don't know the yogic posture of creating this thing. We don't know. Because we have lost it, thinking that that's not what it is. In fact, I wanted to ask this question. Maybe Bobby should take this initiative. What is Dhara Prabha or free flow? Isn't that energy which is moving across your body? And that's exactly what it is. So we have been, what I can say, conditioned to believe nothing happens, but then why there is a mention that you should get into this free flow? Why? Now let's ask another question. Why does it turn into particles? Because it's energy and matter. Obviously, it should turn into particles. It's not about this anicca or nicca. No. It's been like that. It's energy and matter. It's exactly what general theory of relativity talks about. So whether you believe in this or you don't believe in this, nature works that way only. And the last part, why do we expect the sixth sense door to close? Shouldn't. Everything is energy and there is matter. So what did Buddha do? He split it into two parts. Rupa means this, and the remaining thing is in consciousness. So what does he teach? In Titayatana Sutta, you please look and see. He says six dhatus, cha dhaturo. So we need to use some common sense in life to understand what is he saying. So basically, is that there's nothing wrong with TMI practice, but if I do what Buddha is asking me to do, I will be able to get exactly the steps which are required to fulfill whatever I've done so far, the balance portion where it is missing, like a jigsaw puzzle. I can neatly fit it. So then it turns into a nice painting, which it should have been. From the beginning, if I was on Buddha Dhamma directly instead of these different flavors of things, it would have been much better. But now that we don't have those kind of things, we have to go with whatever traditions or whatever people have found out. It's good, undoubtedly, but it leads to shortfalls, shortages. So I have to somehow deal with coming out of shortage and fix it up, basically. Okay. Now, having explained, I think, Ritesh, you got your answer. So the only answer I can give you at present is do half an hour of open eyes and then close your eyes. Or whenever you see some dream state coming, open up your eyes partially. Don't open up fully. If you want that light to enter, the moment light enters, alpha waves will start and then things will become all right. After this session, anyway, I'll be wearing that band and I will be showing here at how open eyed meditation gives you calmness. And anyway, we are going to meet you up this afternoon. I will bring that there and we can experiment. I'll show you. It works. Right. Okay, now we go further then. If it is clear on whatever level you wanted. All clear? So don't close eyes. Not that you should stare at something, you just lower the gaze, not the neck. The gaze should be lowered. Yes, still more. Don't stare. Just watch. If you stare, you get headache. No staring. Okay, so now what is diaphragmatic breathing, right? That's what we use. So we are using diaphragm to breathe. What does that mean? It means that we are breathing 15 a minute or 20 a minute. Is there a way that it comes down? There are various yoga videos on net. If you see, there are people who have done one breath a minute. Okay. What does it do to you? It completely calms down your body. There is Wim Hof method. What does he do is that he is a champion of getting into cold water, ice cold, and swim. There are a lot of videos of him on internet. He's 60+ year old, and unfortunately, a lot of people have died trying to do what he did. But because he shows you how to get inside the water and stop your breath. Hypoventilation. Okay. So then why it is required? The moment you stop the breath, that means even Buddha says in the 4 jhana, the breath gets stopped. The moment you stop the breath, vagus nerve takes over. So this breath has got nothing to do with you. The oxygenated blood can be supplied without this breathing thing. So what does the brain require is oxygenated blood. Okay. So is there a way I can supply oxygenated blood without having to get stressed out in breathing? Because breathing is an activity. That's the reason it's called sankhara. So can I stop that thing? And it is possible. So how do I do it? In a normal practice, you have to increase inhalation or you should increase exhalation. And the answer is you should increase exhalation as opposed to inhalation. Inhalation is an effort. Exhalation is no effort. Exhalation makes the vagus nerve get charged up. And once you do that, it starts expanding, 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 expanding. So the in breath becomes very refined, soft. So the chest breathing is stopped and this shoulder will be straight. Only the abdominal region, the diaphragm is there. That is the only thing which is, that's a muscle. There's a muscle, always muscles have contraction, expansion, and there's a relaxation. So when it relaxes, the vagus nerve takes over. That's the whole practice is all about. Okay. Whoever has been tested in Harvard or in Stanford or many other um, universities or research places around the world using Buddhist practitioners, they have found that they are able to invoke the vagus nerve more than anybody else. Okay. And to do that, they open up the eyes to begin with, and so that the alpha will increase and then it stabilizes, and then you have a nice waves happening. Ultimately, get into gamma. That is when you are in vagus nerves. So the objective of Anapanas, what we are going to do, or the Samatha practice, is to create that environment. Once you are in that environment, jhana is an automatic step. You don't have to get into jhana. The jhana automatically happens because the necessary condition has been met. That means there is no vitakka vichara of the world. Now, how does Vimala solve this problem? He asks his practitioners to focus on a good thought and keep that. Okay. And when you do that, what happens? You are not allowing any other thought to take that space. It's like in a computer, you have multi-threaded application, right? So then you're not allowing that to happen. Now, when I do that, what am I doing? I'm ensuring the focus is there, which is manasikara. And then what else will I do? I am also having sati. Okay. So the thing I have to do is to recognize that there is a thought which is parallel to what I'm doing. Right? That's the first step. I have to recognize. Even in the breath, you can do the same thing. Like you watch here, you're seeing a sleepy sensation has cropped, but your eyes are open, so it doesn't allow the sleep to take over. Right? So you recognized. So there is awareness that sleep is coming. So you are having sati. And you are having manasikara, which is attention. You're attending to it. You're saying, no, I'll not allow the sleep to come. I will not allow. But when I close my eyes, there's no one to say that. It tends to, then the body will droop because now you're in sleep. Then I release that thought in Vimalaramsi. That thought. By what? By not attending to it. Now let's say, I'll take Ariu and myself as an example. We both loved, let's say, going on Golden Gate Bridge. Ariu, myself, Chirag, and Vrinda. So I'll remember the photograph of four of us, or the video, or my experience with four of them, where I am hugging all the four of them, and I'm holding them like this, and I feel very happy that they're with me. There's a thought of ill will that will never come on someone, or there's some fear. I know it's coming in the background. And that's what Chuladasa talks about, peripheral awareness. In the periphery, something is waiting for the thread. Give me, give me, give me, I want to come. And no, no, not at all. So I release that one by not attending to it. What happens? It will wait, just like somebody coming to your door. They will wait for some time and they'll go. Right? Now, it's fair till here. Then I relax. This is the one which Vimala Ramsi keep on talking a lot of time. What is not there in VRI or in any Burmese technique is to relax. You're pressing, which adds more stress. So it goes nowhere. So this is solved by TMI also, by relaxation. There is relaxation in what Chuladasa says. So you relax, don't stress. But Vimal Ramsi has done it beautifully with a thought instead of breath, because he found this breath thing is not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, now why don't, because we all think we have some thought, so why don't you pick some good thoughts? So let's say today we are going to meet Ritesh and having a lunch. That's the best thing I'm looking forward to. Yeah, that's the best thing. Hold on to that. Don't allow any other thought to come. Like what she has given me, that Muse Athena. That's a wonderful thing I was waiting for, and I got it today. So I want to be on that. Oh well, I need to be on that. Don't allow any other thought to ruin your mind. Guess what? You've exactly done what Buddha is saying. Don't allow any other thing to take over. So you have cut Kamachanda, you have cut Vyapada, you have cut Thinamida, you have cut Udacha, Kukucha, you have cut Visikicha, because you're seeing it is working. So no doubt. All that just by opening up the eyes. I relax, basically. Now when I relax, I smile at that thought which came trying to eat me. I smile. Ah, you want it? I'll not allow. Like the Golden Gate Bridge. Just sitting with these four people, which is having a nice coffee, let's say Starbucks coffee, and we are just drinking. It might look sensual. No, it is not, because some other thought will take over. So I'll cut it. So I'll take this. Will it work? Why not? It works much faster, better than sitting for 12 hours or 10 hours in that Dhamma hall, burning my cushion. And when I get up, I can barely walk. Makes no sense. And such a heavy headed pressure in my head. And that's exactly what Vimala Ramsi explains. Then I return back to that object. I'll keep that object. Now I can argue why this Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, you want to take breath? Take breath. That's exactly what you were supposed to do in the first place. Because that breath thing is not working, you're taking an alternative route. If breathing works, then I don't have to do that. Concentrating on a object like I and Dario and Brinda and Chirag in that Golden Gate Bridge. Don't have to do that. I don't require. Or I had stayed with Bobby. That was my fulfilling ambition. That I can stay at his home, and he has given me his room and his two beautiful children, and with Merin I'm having good time. Yeah, if you think that is how it is, remember all the 20 plus days of your stay in that place. It will not allow any other thought to percolate at all, because you're not giving any time for any other thing take over. Okay, now let's take some more examples. In Tibetan, you do Om Mani Padme Hum. It's the same thing. In Thai tradition, Buddha, that's the same thing. Okay? In Hindu, Om, that's the same thing. Don't allow. Keep on saying Om, 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 or Om Namah Shivaya, Om this, Om that, whatever you want to say. Doesn't matter. What is your objective? Is not allow proliferation of thoughts. It's not that you should become a Buddhist. It's crazy. I don't know why people have gone mad. They are changing from one religion to another religion. It's not religion at all. You can be a Christian and yet be following what Buddha says. It doesn't matter that you should be a Buddhist to do that. Or you don't have to go to a monastery. You are going to church and now you happen to be in monastery all the time and doing some funny things. What you have to do with the priest? So what you are doing with the priest, you are doing exactly the same thing. You used to go meet the priest, donate something, give something, and blah blah blah, and you come back. Now, what extra thing are you doing? You're meeting the same bhante and you're doing some same puja and same rituals and donating and doing all kind of things and come back. What if you're Hindu? Absolutely the same thing. The madness is the same. It's not what you do, it's what you can leave. So, can you get rid of this stupid idea that moving from one religion to another religion is going to take you out of samsara? No, you are in that samsara now. You were in Hindu samsara, now you're in Buddhist samsara. Thinking that you're a Buddhist, which means there's an attachment to it. And attachment is a cause of suffering. Nandi dukkha samula. So, if you are relishing Buddhist thoughts, then you are exactly doing what you were doing in the other thing. Only now your color is different. Maybe that was red color. This is, let's say, yellow color. And now you'll start to say yellow color is better. Yes. Yes, Ritesh, go ahead.
Sir, reciting whatever it is, Om Mane Padme Ho or Om or Buddha, isn't it more like suppressing your thoughts rather than facing them?
Yes,
so
and no.
Good or bad, thought is a thought. If it has come,
wait a second.
Go away.
Wait a second, Ritesh. If I am in a kindergarten, I can't teach what somebody at a PhD will do. That kindergarten person will never understand. But if I am at a PhD level, I know why that kindergarten person will do. Right? So, whether you do VRI, whether you do TMI, whether you do Vimal Ramsey or anybody else, including the Thai tradition of Buddha or whatever it is, or Tibetan or whatever it is, ultimately they all are short to what Buddha says. If I and you or anybody here can directly follow Buddha, you don't require any one of these substandard products. Why we require these substandard products is because we ourselves are a substandard. So for us, that is a standard. Let's say I have lost a lot of money and I've lost my wife, I've lost my son, and I'm almost like a beggar going around. And I'm in deep distress. I'm in depression also. You think Buddha's teaching will work for me? No.
If he doesn't know or she doesn't know how to see through it, definitely it will not work.
Not. Now, when things were good, I did not. Now, when things are bad, I'll come to Buddha Dhamma. Will it work?
No, it won't.
It won't work. Because I'm in depression. Depression means what is happening. Let's understand. The endorphins are no longer getting released. That means I'm in pain. Now, if endorphins are not getting released, that means serotonin is low. That means I'm in full moods now. My mood swing is so bad that nobody knows what I'm saying, what I'm doing. Everything is gone haywire. The serotonin is gone. The worst part of depression is your oxytocin is completely eroded. Oxytocin gives you social security. You feel makes you feel secure. If the moment the depression kicks in, the security is gone. So when these three are not there, the dopamine is deprived. So there's no, I start to feel everything is dukkha. Vilas, let's go to this Tibetan restaurant of Ritesh. Say, what's the point in going there? It's the same food. Anyway, it'll come as shit. I don't want to go there. Am I in Buddha Dhamma by any chance? No. I'm actually in the Attakila Matana Yoga. Why? Because I'm in depression. If I am really a follower of Buddha, I will go to that restaurant and I know I'm eating shit. Not feel shit about it. Feeling shit about it is not Buddha Dhamma. Knowing that it is shit is Buddha Dhamma. Now that's the difference. Now, if I know this much, it's sufficient. It works. So basically, I need to see what is happening in the neurotransmitter level and also at the level of vagus nerve, because that's one thing I need to learn. Because if I am depressed, or like, Ariu is having a lot of students, especially for him, the way he got stuck in China recently with his students, he was literally in a panic situation with one or two of his students because they were acting funny. And one of his students went into like a coma like state. So what does he do? What does this poor guy do? She's in terrible emotions. Now, how will this fellow solve it? He should know the psyche of that lady, of that student, because he initially started with forgiveness meditation, which they were not ready. So they all vomited. Now he doesn't have much wash basins or things for them to vomit. So they vomited on his palm or hand. And there are 5 females, not even one single male there. And women means trouble because they're all emotional. Now you kick their emotions and then you're done. You can know about your wives. Basically, you shouldn't invoke their emotions if you want to be safe. But if you want to be unsafe, invoke their emotions. And that too during periods, your period is gone. So you should know whether that female is in period or which day and which month, and whether the sun is shining or moon has come or star will come and all this kind, and then look at her eyes to see whether you can talk to her or not. So these females came and they did all kind of things, and this guy was in distress. In fact, he required a therapy. Why? Because emotions is part of our life. So, if you invoke somebody's emotions, you should know how to handle them. For which you should know how to calm your nerves. Otherwise, it turns into a panicky situation. So, because each one of us are searching for something which we don't have. That's a fact. Why are we in Dhamma? Because something is not working for us, and hence we are here. If everything were working the way we wanted, I don't think so. None of us will be spending this time here. We would have been doing whatever we are doing, but it doesn't work. So we are here. That means we have some problem. And that problem is the neurons firing. If you stop the neurons firing, you are basically happy. So what did I do with one of his student? I just looked at her eyes and made her calm down. It's like you'd look into a dog's eyes and make it calm down. Hey, I'm there. I'm the owner, right? Don't worry, I'm there. and the dog will start wagging the tail. It's all good. So after 5 minutes, she was ha 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 ha. She's laughing, which made him even more confused that why she was crying in the first place to laugh now. But you should know how to look into the person's eyes and make that person feel secure. So what happened? Oxytocin increased. And once oxytocin increases, the serotonin will become normal. So the mood is gone. And when the mood is gone, the endorphins releases. And then what happens? Her pains are gone. And when the pains are gone, the dopamine is there. So the suicidal tendency or the coma-like tendency is gone. At least I need to know this much. So for all of us, the problem remains the same. Whether you are in Buddha's land or not in Buddha's land, the problem is the same. So we are doing what we are doing in Anapana Sati is to calm our nerves. It's like giving an oxygen to the next passenger after taking our oxygen. That's the reason they say in the flight, first secure your mask before helping others. What we are doing is we have removed our mask. We ourselves are not breathing. We are making other person also do it, which is not going to work. So if we knew that Buddha Dhamma gives answer to everything, then these standards wouldn't have been there that we need to try VRI and this and that and that and that and that. They are not bad, but they fall short. That's the thing. Why do they fall short? Because each person has found that his teacher or whoever has found something working. So then he gave it to his student, saying that, this is what I found. So it will help. So Vimala Ramsey, after giving a good 20-year stint into that thing called as Burmese technique, gave up. He said in one of his interviews that if something doesn't work for 20 years, then it is not for me. So then what did he do? He created the 6R, which works. It works faster than TMI because in TMI you have to complete the steps. And it is a book. There's an audio book also of that, but it is a book. There's nobody to teach you. So you will have to assume a lot of things. Whereas Vimala Ramsey, you have videos and he teaches you. It's far better. And it's very simple. Just don't allow any thoughts to take over. That's it. Now, Ritesh, you're asking me why, but I'm stuck. So I'll go here. If I'm not at all stuck, I will not go to anyone. I'll directly go to the Buddha. That's the only answer to all of these maladies. Then I'm done. But if I were that person who's stuck, then he doesn't know how to open up, invoke the parasympathetic nervous system. Because when it comes to the third one, Sabbakaya Patisamvedi, he's stuck, completely stuck. Because he doesn't know what it means, Sabbakaya. Goenka ji explains in one way, another person explains in another way, another person explains in another way. So I'm totally not clear what it is means, Sabbakaya. What is that? So in Thai tradition, at least they have given a better clarity, I would say, that what is Sabbakaya. I appreciate Ajahn Chah or Ajahn Mun for that. That he could actually do it. 1 second. Hello. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. ಬರಲಿ ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು? ಕಟ್ತೀನಿ, ನನಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡು, ಲಿಂಕು ಕಟ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಇದು ನಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಂಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ? ಅಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 15-20 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So basically what I need to do is that I need to understand that for all of this I need to learn. That's the reason in everything after two of them as pajanati, not passati, everything is sikhati till the end. You will not find anywhere any mention of in the Satipatthana, sorry, even Satipatthana as well as here in Anapana Sati, that you are going to watch Passati. No. In the Goenka tradition, I've been watching, doing nothing. But he says Sikhati. He learns. I'm stuck now. I'm confused. Basically, what is there to learn? And even in the English, they have written he learns. What learn? What will he learn? What is that I need to learn? I don't know. But what Buddha says is that learn. And what we have done is that just watch. There's a difference between watching and learning. And in fact, he's asking us to know, not watch, in the first two itself. That is, dhikam va asasanto asasamiti pajanati. He knows. What does he know? It's long. How? The breath is not long actually. If I keep on watching, it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and I can't feel any breath at all. Then and due to this only I started Chankama. I really appreciated Buddha for that. If I had stayed back with I would have been nowhere. Because Buddha says, start with Chankama. That's the way to Samadhi. So, yeah, what he says is right. If I want to go further, I need to first walk. And then I got clarity what is Iriyapatha means. So first walk, then stand, then sit, then lie down. Because walking is gross. Subtler than that is standing. Even more subtler is sitting. The subtlest is sleeping. If I try yoga nidra, why it doesn't work? Because I have not walked, I have not stood, I have not sat, and instead I am doing yoga nidra. I'll go to sleep. But yoga nidra would work best because it makes you completely aware. This is what is required. But you ask 99% of the people, they sleep. They get blankness, no blankness. Why? They didn't follow the Iriyapatha. Now, for reasons known to them, they made sitting as a practice, which is subtle. When my mind is gross, how can I get into subtle? So here is where Vimala Ramsey's method is good because it will make you gross. It's fine. So you sit, but you are watching that thought, making sure there is awareness. That's it. So TMI fails because here again is closing eyes and you're doing something. Because how much breath watching will you do? Because it's not interesting. So the mind will run away. And then you bring the mind as though it's on one monkey who is sitting on a tree, and then you are going to climb up and bring that monkey and make it sit. You yourself is a monkey because you yourself is the chitta or vinyana or mano. How can you bring something from somewhere? No. So both in TMI as well as VRI, this fails because there is no way you can come back. So it's stressful. So you're adding more cortisol and burning the Like, people now are sitting on the cushion here. So you just burn the cushion and it becomes thinner and thinner, and nothing else is going to happen. Once they go away, if I see that the cushion was this thick and now it has become thin like this, so what happened is that their pelvic bone pressed it so hard that it became thin. But I don't mind gifting them that cushion. They can carry it home if it would have given them liberation. So it doesn't do that. So that's the answer. So first make Aloka Sanna. Keep your eyes not wide open. Again, it's a problem. No wide open. Lower. Okkachitta Chakku. That's the sutta is there, which I told I'm going to take it up. Maybe tomorrow I will go through and show to you what Sariputta says, how to meditate. There's a sutta for that. Short one, like a singing song, but it is there. And then you lower your gaze. Just enough to let the light inside. And that's it. No sleeping. Then after 15-20 minutes, if you want, you can close your eyes. Because that light is gone, the alpha waves are running, so you don't get sleepy. So then what happens is it's relaxed wakefulness of alpha and your calm inward attention. There is no external engagement, and you can measure it on the EEG. Ritesh, I'll show you today.
So when you say, sir, close your eyes after half an hour, so that bit of brightness which happens when you are closing your eyes after half an hour, are you suggesting that's the light?
Yes. If since we don't know the actual Aloka Sanna, which is a yogic thing,
which is activating
your pineal gland. There are a lot of videos on YouTube to invoke the pineal gland through this, through that, and etc. etc. Even if you're doing Shambhavi Mudra, then you have to go to Mr. Sadhguru and he will teach you how to do Shambhavi Mudra, and then
that will give... go to hell to go to him.
So the basic thing is...
Similar thing happens, sir, when we are, let's say, when you are looking at the sun, the brightness of the sun, and when you close your eyes, that brightness stays inside.
Yes. Early morning sun, there's another way to do it, which is there in the sutta also, in the same sutta, in the Vibhanga sutta. What you can do is, in the early morning, this I'm adding it, but that is exact, that phrase is not there. So then I don't want controversy to come that, no, that phrase is not there. Okay. That one, what you do is early morning sun, very early morning, like, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., the sun, as it comes up, watch it for a long time. Just like what Vimala Ramsey says, that you bring the light, you bring one thought, instead of that, you keep the sun, that sun in your mind. If I close my eyes, I should be remembering that sun, and that's it. You're made. Buddha talks in another way. The same thing, he talks in another way. So it comes very closer to what Buddha is saying, that you can create a Aloka Sanna. Yes. Or you can take the kasina. You can take the light kasina. That also works. And I appreciate Buddha Gosha on that front, that looking at all of this, he created kasinas. So if this fails, you do the kasina meditation. It works. In fact, Buddha Gosha is far better than any one of these. That's for another day. But Buddha is the best. All the other people fall short, including me. Because I'm taking from Buddha only. So, no use. So, Buddha Gosha is better, means he's really best in this regard. And 16 Vipassana Jnanas are what he found. There's no 16 Vipassana Jnana in Buddha teaching at all. He found it, which is fair. And also the Upachara Samadhi, Kannika Samadhi, Apanna Samadhi, all of that is again by Buddha Gosa because he tried and he found, oh, you know what, this is Kannika, momentary. This is Upachara. This is Apanna, what it means, how it works, when what it produces what. Very nice, actually, what he did. But those three kind of samadhis are not there in Buddha teaching. So if somebody asks me, should I follow Buddha Gosa? I would say yes, if you can't understand what samadhi he's talking, what Buddha is talking. Maybe you should do it. But if you get stuck with that Visuddhi Magga forever, then he's like following VRI or TMI or Vimala Ramsi or anybody else. You take it because you didn't understand what it is. So it's better and to understand and leave it there because now that you understood it. Like that. So we should take everything as a tool, not as anything else. In fact, Buddha says, take my teaching itself as a tool. It's like a raft to cross the river, not to hold on to it. When he says about his own teaching, now how can you hold on to something that this is my Buddha, this is my this one and that one? How stupid that would be. Just a tool to cross over the samsara. If you find Vihara is working for you, yeah, do it. But don't think that is what Buddha said. No. If TMI is working for you, good, carry on with it. But don't say that is what Buddha said. No. If Visuddhi Magga is working for you, beautiful. But that's not what Buddha said. It's a commentary. It's not what Buddha said. It's just another tool. Then Vimala Ramsi, another tool. And can be Ajahn Brahm, Ajahn Mun, or whatever it is. They all found it is good. They have found nice things. Use it. See, it doesn't matter from where the water is coming. Use it. But don't believe or don't get into an opinion, michaditti, that this is what Buddha said. No, no. These are all short things because something was not working. They found it out. So you use it and come back here. Like today afternoon, when I show to you, you will be zapped. I can do it with closed eyes. It will show a very low number. 5 minutes meditation. If I open my eyes for 5 minutes and close, it gives me 100% as calm. Beat it. And even if I were to have a real EEG monitor on my head, that's how it works. You can't do closed eyes. Period. Yes, Smita.
Sir, supposing that I want to forget these other techniques and I want to focus just on what the Buddha said, if I have to summarize what he has said so far, it means I have to meditate with my eyes open
For some time.
And
then close the eyes.
I see. And is there anything? Sorry, you were going to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say that you will have awareness. Once you have awareness, it doesn't matter whether you have opened the eyes or closed the eyes. The initial part, there is no awareness, there is no sati. So when there is no sati, it turns drowsy or it turns restless or it turns something, the 5 hindrances. So in order to cut these 5 hindrances, out of that, the Thinamida, which Ritesh is asking, is that I need to have open eyes for some time and then it slowly close the eyes. Then the distraction is gone. Meaning eyes are a distraction and hence you shouldn't be opening it completely. And I'm again saying, when I say open eyes, it doesn't mean that eyes wide open. No, close to the minimum, ensuring that the light is coming into your eyes and meditate. That means watch the breath. Because if your eyes are open, you can't watch the breath. And that's the reason every tradition came up with closing the eyes. It is correct, but it turns into sleepy. So, what's the method? You have to either follow Vimala Ramsi, where you take a one thought and do it. Otherwise, if you want to follow the Buddha, then close the eyes a little bit, because there's a sutta for that. See, the advantage of what I'm talking is you can refer back. Is there any documentary evidence that this is what I need to do? Yes, there is. So in that way, I stand to gain rather than lose.
I
So
see.
do it for 10, 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour. Let's say you want to do a sitting meditation as opposed to walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. Let's say for whatever reason you want to do sitting meditation without walking, then the likelihood of getting into Thinamida is instantaneous. You'll get blankness. In order not to have that, two options are presented to us. One, you walk and sit, or you then slightly open up your eyes and sit. And in fact, in the sutta, Sika Sutta, Buddha gives an explanation, or Sariputta gives an explanation. Sorry, it's Ananda who is giving explanation there. Is in terms of Jagarayana Yoga. You have to walk, sit, walk, sit, walk, sit. Not the other way around. Sit and walk and sit till you get deep sleep. And then in that 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever that person is sleeping, he will make up his mind, I want to get up at this time. And he will wake up. Why is that? Because if you want to get into Nirodha Samapatti, you need to practice this. That at a certain time you want to wake up, it wakes up. The consciousness comes back. So let's say I want to wake up at 3 a.m. I'm sleeping at 1 a.m. or 12 a.m. And I want to get up without effort. So I have to create sanya, perception. The practice here is stand, sit, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand, sit continuously, and then sleep. Because that's the subtlest. With the intention of getting up. At 3 a.m., it automatically wakes up. That's there in that sutta, Seka Sutta. He gives the steps also. So,
I see.
yeah, Smita, you have to now decide how you want to go about it. So there are 4 postures, and you can use according to what you want. But if you're sitting directly like what we're sitting here, lower your gaze and watch your breath.
So one preliminary question. I think you had either mentioned this in the Hindi lecture or in the English lecture yesterday, that you should not see the breath, you should watch the breath, you should know.
Yes.
And then there's also this vitaka and vichara. So do you also have to think at the same time, or do you have to, if you can just know, is it better to know and not think about it?
When it comes to jhana, so it's not, we are not in jhana right now. So so the vitakka vichara, there are 2 kinds of vitakka vichara. One on the worldly ones, which you should have let go before coming here. And now if you are on the first jhana, the takka or the deliberation is on the breath, the length of the breath, dhiga rasa. So you are checking whether it is long or short. And the vichara is on that breath, just like what Vimala Ramsi is talking about, that one single thought and not allowing any other thought to occupy the mind. So that is what I need to do.
I see. Yeah, I've started to think, that I'm taking a long breath, I'm taking a short breath.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
you should note the long and the short, which is the debatable thing, which is it's called as deliberation or vitakka. And you keep that vichara alive so that no other thing will eat that up. Okay, now when you do that, you are increasing the sati. That is, you are becoming aware of the breath. But later, it turns into avitakka vichara, the second jhana, because there is nothing to deliberate now. It has become a habit to notice the breath without any effort. So when anything is effortless, it will turn into piti, joy. Effort is dukkha. Effortless is sukha. That's very simple, right? You just see if you're putting too much of effort, do you like it? Nothing,
No.
anything in life, you don't, right? If something is effortless, you love it, right?
Right.
So nobody wants to suffer. The suffering is in keeping certain things in a certain way. So what if I can come out of it? Then it works the best.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure. Smita, tell me one thing. You've been watching me for long, or at least few months, or I don't know how long you've been watching. Have you seen my face turn into some grumpy look? Or
No, sir, never. You always have a smile on your face. So you always look happy.
Yeah, got it. If I'm on Buddha Dhamma, should I be happy or should I be very depressed? Look,
Happy, sir.
happy. If I am happy, only some person will come to me thinking that he is looking very happy. Can I have that kind of happiness? Or if somebody is very depressed, yeah, life is dukkha, man. I understand. Very dukkha. You know what? Very bad, very bad. You know, everything is dukkha, everything is suffering. You know what? Life is a suffering, wife is a suffering, a children is suffering, and husband is suffering, a job is suffering, eating is suffering, sleeping is suffering, walking is also suffering, leg pain is suffering. You know what? Everything is suffering. It makes me kill myself is also suffering. It is not coming. The death is also not coming, man. I'm telling you, bugger. I don't know what to do. Please do something to me. No. What will you do? And he's a teacher. Will you go to him?
No, sir.
Because if he opens his mouth, he say, yeah, teaching is suffering, man. Everything in life is suffering. All the thing is suffering only. Do you know what? I ate in the morning breakfast, that is suffering. Now I had to eat lunch, that is suffering. I had to wear this t-shirt, man, that is suffering. Which looks idiotic. Right? Yeah, because Buddha says so, it is suffering. So now I made suffering itself my meditation object. What's the point? And hence he said, Attakila matano yogo dukkho anariyo anatta samhito. So nice is this person. He explains and he gives examples to prove it. I don't know why people go on the extremes. He says, don't go to two extremes, either on the kama sukha lukano yoga or on the attakila matano yoga. Sensuality, if you go behind it, it is like a mirage. You'll never get it. That doesn't mean that you rush to the other side of it and see everything as dukkha. You know what is a dukkha, man? Dukkha, dukkha. Driving a car is dukkha, man. And then what? I can't be in Bangalore at all because Bangalore traffic is maddening. See, Ritesh has called for lunch at 1 p.m. I think we should start here at 11:30 because 1.5 hours will be in the car to drive a distance of 10 kilometers. In fact, if I had walked, I would have reached exactly at the same time. Okay, now what to do? Now this one lady has come here from London. Can I fly there? saying that Bangalore is dukkha, man. I'm telling you, take me along, man. I will stay. I don't mind cleaning your toilet or staying somewhere. Please do something. In fact, I wanted to ask Bobby, take me to Brisbane. I'm stuck in Bangalore, man. I'm telling you. And you are coming next week. Don't come. The shit old place. Don't come. It's dukkha, man. It's dukkha. Jati pi dukkha, born in India is dukkha, jara pi dukkha, getting aged in India is dukkha, vyadhi pi dukkha, getting disease in India is dukkha, maranam pi dukkham, no, it is happiness because I am out of this world. So what to do? No, that is not right. You should be smiling in the worst of calamity and then you're done it. Then you can give some peace or smile to someone if what. Because I took Buddha Dhamma too seriously.
Right, sir.
So we should see within ourselves that are we happy or are we in a state of depression in the name of Buddha Dhamma. If you are in depression, you are out of Dhamma. You are into Artha Kila Matanu Yoga, which is Dukkho, Anariyo, Anatta Samhito. Dukkho, you know that. Anariyo means it is Anariya, meaning it's not on the path. You're out of the path. Anatta Samhito, waste, trash, garbage, whatever you want to add there. So if you meet somebody who is what to do, man, out, should be filled with life, very happy, very contented. He knows how to address issues of himself or others. Then he has understood the Dhamma. He's on the middle path. Anyway, time. Let me spend time with them who have come from this far.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So we'll take up the next portions tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Vilashi.
No problem. Good day and see you soon, Bobby.
Thank you, Surya.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.